It's a returning champion, Elgintensity. Move over, Tess Holiday. There's a new morbidly obese deadbeat making false health claims to stay relevant as a cow. I'm of course referring to Boogie2988, a YouTuber who fell from grace over the years and struggles to make ends meet. According to his official documentary, Boogie went from paying to rock motel rooms to dating Rocky Dennis. Unable to find a job or live comfortably on his own channel earnings, Boogie joined Keemstar, Wings of Redemption, and Tommy C on the Lolcow Live podcast, which generates traffic by humiliating its lineup. Every attack is scripted and scaled down to avoid slaying the golden lolcows. So while it purports to be a form of internet blood sports, Lolcow Live is more like training mode with regenerating health bars. On July 10, Destiny called into the show to poke holes in Boogie's story about having cancer, and point out how the bogus diagnosis helped him grift his fanbase. Let's hear the man who watches women from the corner humiliate the man who watches them on the corner.
Did the doctor ever tell you, or did he ever say the word cancer?
He said polycythemia vera, which is a form of cancer, as he explained it to me. And no, it is not secondary polycythemia, which is Nicholas Diorio's explanation for this bullshit.
So I think it is secondary polycythemia.
Well, then
can you
why
explain?
why would he call it polycythemia vera? Why would he tell me that I have hormone markers in my blood that tells me I have polycythemia vera? Why does he order a bone marrow biopsy to confirm it?
Well, if he ordered a bone marrow biopsy to confirm it, it would be weird that you told us that you already had a diagnosis and a confirmation.
Because the markers are in my blood. The hormone markers are in my blood, Destiny.
Correct. But you said that you had received a diagnosis, but now you just told me you got a bone marrow biopsy.
It's a diagnosis, and now we're confirming. It's called a confirmation. The hormone markers are already in my blood.
Yep.
And
so I think
we are confirming it with the biopsy because I'm wanting to do that, because I'm praying to God I don't have cancer.
He doesn't. But he didn't mind the money people gave him under the assumption that he did. Polycythemia is a blood disorder in which there is an increased number of red blood cells in the body. Boogie thinks he has polycythemia vera, or primary polycythemia, a type of chronic leukemia or blood cancer that causes bone marrow to produce too many red blood cells. However, he probably has secondary polycythemia, which results from problems outside of the bone marrow. These include sleep apnea and testosterone replacement therapy, both of which he learned about during consultations with his lady friend he helped put through nursing school.
For 2 years, you've been having a cancer treatment without confirming there's actually cancer there?
Because it was in my blood markers, and that's pretty goddamn definitive. You can Google that, Destiny. When you have the hormones, when you have the hormone in the blood that is produced by this cancer, it's pretty goddamn definitive. It doesn't show up for just the sakes of it.
It also didn't show up in his documentary, and he didn't say he was taking any cancer drugs. Those are some glaring omissions. Boogie's story makes no sense because he claimed to have definitive evidence of cancer 2 years ago, yet wants a biopsy to make sure. Boogie would have to reveal part of his medical history for either narrative to be believable, but he won't do that. If instead of grown men on a call, Boogie were talking to immature girls in the bathtub, then maybe that liar would have his ducks in a row.
I'm never showing any of these motherfuckers my medical paper. Go f yourself. I said that 2 years ago, and I'm staying by it now.
If Boogie didn't want to be pressured into revealing part of his patient portal, then he shouldn't have brought up his hypothetical diagnosis in the first place. But what better way for him to play the victim than by claiming to be dying? This reminds me of the side-scrollers challenging DSP to show them his WWE Champions account to prove that he's not a mobile game addict. He could have shut up every troll immediately, yet he refused to do so because he was lying. Never be like DSP or Boogie.
If Boogie can confirm, that he has polycythemia vera, and he actually has like a doctor confirmation of the blood cancer, I'll throw $5,000 towards his medical treatment. I'll make that personal pledge right now.
To convince Boogie to provide evidence of his diagnosis, guests and other panel members sweetened the deal. $5,000 from Destiny, a trip to Disney World from Destiny FOMO, $10,000 from Keemstar, and $10,000 from Some Ordinary Gamers, which he later increased to $50,000. Boogie rejected all of that, but accepted a $10,000 offer to promote a cryptocurrency, of which he received half. He and his girlfriend spend more than that every month at Taco Bell and Baby Gap.
But you promoted Fatty Coin, and when you were exposed for it, one of the main things you kept telling people is, I needed to pay. I needed to. Can you stop talking over me, please? You needed to medicine for the cancer, right? What if people bought Fatty Coin knowing that it was going to help you with your fucking cancer. And now
nobody bought it. They did because nobody bought it.
And now you're not.
That's why there wasn't any trading volume, right? Ooh, totally
I'm saying after this, yeah, there was very little trading volume. After me saying that, there was very little trading volume. It did what a meme coin's always going to do. It memed.
It made you money and it scammed your audience. You threw them into the fucking pool filled with crypto sharks.
You know you're a mark when sharks would rather prey on you than a walking chum cage like Boogie. If you buy crypto because of an endorsement from some moron whose portfolio plummeted years ago, then you deserve to lose your money as well. You might as well tell the truth during job interviews too and commit to the homeless maxing. On July 15, Keemstar gave Boogie a chance to redeem himself.
We could probably give him the fucking
code. So Vera's not on there. Vera's not on the portal?
I don't know, man.
It's not.
I can send you a bunch of stuff.
You said 4 days ago you were looking at it.
Yeah, 4 days ago you said you were looking at it. So
I told you,
I spent the
last... Like I told you, I spent the last 2 years getting treated for it. I've been told by my doctor for the last 2 years.
It's fine, Boogie. Just admit it's not on the portal.
It's not on there. I told you this. I have to do the verifying test.
You'd think with all that prep time, Boogie would have forged something. That feel when you can cause tidal waves but can't manipulate elements. Boogie had no problem reading what was supposedly in his patient portal, as evidenced by the fact that he's done it 1,000 times, but he won't show it because he made it up. Rather than admit defeat, PCV Boogie kept the beef going.
That I'm getting called by all of my favorite fucking creators a liar when I'm not fucking lying.
You lied 1.5 years ago about a diagnosis.
No, I didn't, because he fucking told me. My doctor fucking told me I have cancer. God damn it.
Being exposed to Boogie's content long enough will give you cancer. And it doesn't help that that giant pile of waste looks like the elephant's foot at Chernobyl. Boogie obviously looked up polycythemia online, saw that one variant was a form of cancer, and announced that he had it to attract attention. The names are easy enough to mix up, but anyone with even a passing knowledge of Boogie would realize that this was not an accident. That's why Boogie tells his friends that his escorts said he did the best, when they actually said he did his best. On July 17, Keemstar decided whether to take the lol cow to the slaughterhouse.
To be clear for the audience, what Boogie just said is that his video 2 years ago should have said, I have this disease. It may be the non-cancer type or the cancer type, but they're treating me for the cancer type. That's what the video should have been.
That's what the video exactly should have been.
There we go.
After 2 years and the loss of most of his fan base, he finally figured it out. His red blood cell count might be high, but so is his chromosome 21 count. Boogie, Wings, Tommy, and Keemstar own equal shares in the Lol Cow live show. As much as Keem seems to want to get rid of Boogie, he would have to buy out Boogie's shares and replace him. The show would be even more boring though, so it's not hard to figure out what happened next.
I'm wanting to bend over backwards to show everybody how fucked up this was. In fact, right now, and I have it queued up, ready to go, regardless of whether or not you kick me off of the show, I'm donating $1,000 basically to St. Jude's. I'm pulling that trigger right now as we speak, and I'll send you a receipt momentarily.
Boogie really thinks it's fair to donate $1,000 to charity when he's grifted far more over the years by claiming to have cancer. If only he could create this much of a deficit calorically.
So his 1 million sub play button is being sent to my house, and I don't know exactly the plan, but the initial thought in my head is that we'd auction it off.
Given that he built his channel on a facade, I don't think he'll mind displaying a replica.
62% of the audience wants you gone, and 37% of the audience says that you should be able to keep your job. Even though you're fired and you're going to be gone for a while, you should have some type of pathway back. You should have to go through fucking hell, to be honest. Yeah. The play button, we'll sell that. We'll get it to charity. Reading these super chats is one. Here's another thing. This should be one of the punishments if you ever want to come back on this fucking show again. Not a fucking single drop of fucking Mountain Dew or Diet Mountain Dew should ever touch your fucking lips again.
That only leaves him with about 10 million soft drink alternatives.
And if you can prove that you bought this coin at the launch and you've never traded meme coins before, or did, since, then we will help you out. We want to help you out. My developer wants to give you your money.
That sounds like a lot of private information. Boogie should just accept their claims on faith, like he expected us to do with his diagnosis. Finally, Destiny hops on the call and questions Boogie's desire to uninstall himself.
Oh, you want to see that? Hold on. Okay, I'll do it. Give me 30 seconds.
No.
Holy
wait,
shit. The
whoa.
next.
I was like, I've got golden ticket. He's like, I've got this cancer, bro. Now I can fucking make tons of views, and I can fucking
Like,
get
imagine,
all
like,
that
after
sympathy. Like,
Googling
that's it.
Do not do anything with that knife.
Obviously, he was bluffing, but this would have looked more convincing if he didn't put his headset back on. It's not like he'll be able to hear the call much longer. That was completely unnecessary for Boogie, like his cancer treatment. On July 24, he performed his final act of penance.
Boogie is about to get a tattoo to his face that says liar to get his spot back on Locale Live after faking cancer.
Of all the things that make Boogie repulsive and unemployable, the liar tattoo on his face isn't even top 100. Boogie gave up a replaceable plaque, donated money that has likely been refunded by now, got a tattoo that he can easily hide behind a mic until he grows out his beard, and returned to the podcast that he co-owns. It's too bad he can't volunteer at St. Jude, but those kids have enough bodily threats as it is.
And you are officially back on Locale Live.
And just like that, Boogie got to play the victim while suffering no real consequences for his lies. He's already planning how to e-beg enough money to remove the tattoo. Afterwards, he'll find another deceptive way to earn chump change because he's lazy and untalented. Whether or not he gets cancer one day, Boogie2988 is a malignant blob that'll never reach the higher stages.
0!